It has turned the corner and hit home as this 2020 season is just about concluded as we're into the final days of this season and have in the season tournament here at WKCTC. Hello, everybody. I'm Anthony Ridgway, along with my sidekick and longtime friend and partner Richard Abraham, welcoming you to Hall's Gymnasium on the campus of Western Kentucky Community and Technical College as we're just about set for basketball action in this tournament here today. It's Earle C. Clements Eagles versus the WKCTC Stars this morning. And Abe, we're just about ready for basketball.
Oh, we are, big guy. And I had a chance to talk to some of the guys for our guys, West Kentucky Stars, and just what we know about our guys is that when we attack the basket and when we're aggressive at the rim, we forces those guys to react and possibly pick up foul trouble later on. So my advice to the guys today was like, guys, attack the basket. They're long. This Tigers team is long and athletic.
Yes.
But if you attack the rim, that gets us an opportunity to go to the line.
The last time we played them, we won the game, and we have the starting lineups for you. First for the Earle C. Clements Eagles, Xavion Shelton is at one guard. He'll wear number 1. He's 6'1" from Memphis, Tennessee. And then we have Tim Rush. He'll wear number 22. He's at the other guard. They'll run a 3-guard offense. He's 6'3" from Mobile, Alabama. Then Charles Simpson. He'll wear number 24. He's 6'2" from Jacksonville, Florida. And Jaquan Gary, he'll wear number 30. He's 6'4" from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And the big man in the middle, Kyrie Bradford, who put on a show the last time they played.
Yes, he did.
He'll wear number 33. He's 6'6". He is from Tupelo, Mississippi. They are coached by Bernard Grimes, who is a wonderful human being.
Yes, he is.
They are 7-2 overall, 7-0 in their conference. Now for the WKCTC Stars, they will line up this way. One guard is Jaquan Jones, 5'10", number 4. He's Geronimo. The other guard, Dre Smith, he's 6'2". He'll wear number 1. He's from Fulton, Kentucky. At one forward is Avery Strayhorn, 6'6", and a forward from Paducah. He'll wear number 0. Aaron Reed at one forward, 6'6". He'll wear number 35. He's from Benton, Kentucky. And the big man in the middle, Anthony Darge from Thompsonville, Illinois. He'll wear number 21. He is 6'7". The Stars are coached by Mike Chumler. We have an 8-14 overall record. And
nice.
As play gets underway, the Stars get the tip. Avery Strayhorn gets the first basket for the Stars in the paint. Just underway, 2-0 our score. And we have a steal by Dre Smith. He has Reed trailing.
Nice.
Basket up, good on the layup.
Nice unselfish play right there by Dre, seeing his guy in the paint.
They had a 2-on-1 break, and he gave it up for Reed, and he laid it in. Almost came up with another steal.
So these guys look like they're tuned in today, partner.
Are certainly locked down as we begin the game. Brad, big man out top, being guarded by Darge. And Dre Smith comes up with another steal, goes up, dunk, gets it.
About time he got one of those, right? He's missed a few.
He's talked trash all year long. And another steal by the Stars. And Dre Smith going to be called for steps. And that'll be a turnover. Jaquan Jones came up with the steal. First turnover for the Stars. The Stars come out in that pressure, and Kyrie Bradford tries to go.
Yeah, he tried to go to the hoop. Our guys have got crazy hands today, man. That's about the 5th deflected pass that we've got our hands on.
And so far with 3 steals.
There's another one.
Long pass. And another steal. And here comes Dre Smith with another dunk.
Wow.
Himself already. He's going to call a timeout. Please excuse our coughs as we are both back Good morning.
Oh, man.
You've been sick as a dog all along.
I've been battling it, man. I've been battling it.
I got up early this morning hoping I could get myself together, wondering if I was going to have enough voice to do the game.
Yeah. Well, I think you got a couple of mason jars in your backpack, man. That voice juice, you good. You good.
I probably need some voice juice this morning.
That's all right. Because we're going to be here a minute today.
Oh, we're going to be here a while.
Yeah.
There are 5 games slated for today.
No, we're not going to do all 5 of them.
No. We're only going to do 2.
I got you. Look, coach is getting on them, man.
He is.
They're not playing very good at all.
They're not playing up to his expectations at all.
And they're not playing up to their potential.
No.
That's what's really frustrating.
Yes, it is very frustrating for him.
So we need to get further out. We need to make sure we pad this lead before they start playing up to their potential. How about that?
Going to have a foul called against Dre Smith. That'll be his first, team first.
Oh, dude. I think big fella Bradford. That was a little frustration right there.
And as you see the pass go inside, he went up high for the dunk, but he couldn't get it to go.
Another thing is, man, part of dunking is, he's a big guy. He doesn't have very large hands, though.
No.
My hands are extremely large, and I guess
you think?
my grandfather. But man, I could palm a basketball in the 6th grade.
Oh, yeah, we know.
So once that vertical got up there, I could dunk pretty easy.
Well, Abe, you were only 6'3", 235 when we played football together.
Yeah, I was a beast.
And a 2-time All-American.
Watch out now. Talk slow.
Junior and senior year. I think everybody knows that. Went to University of Kentucky on a scholarship.
Oh, nice.
Sweet move by Avery Strayhorn, and he gets the basket to go. That's his second basket of the afternoon with 4 points.
Man, we're going to nickname him Silky Smooth today because look at that.
Another deflection, and it goes out of bounds.
Wow.
Off of Tim Rush. That'll be another turnover. As Jaquan Jones came up with the steal. You hear Coach Grimes in the background telling his team, you're playing too fast. You have to get on them. He's trying to slow down this WKCTC offense. Deep 3, no good. Rebound, Reed puts it back in for the Stars.
Yeah, I know exactly this coach is not happy with that because as tall as these guys are, nobody hit the board right there.
The Eagles on the move. Xavion Shelton gets it to go for his first 2 of the game.
First.
And it looks like we're going to have a foul call. I was looking at that defense for the Eagles, and they try to play a zone but disguise it in a man-to-man.
Yeah.
Devontae Thomas picks up. Rather, Anthony Darge picks up the first foul. His first foul, third foul for the Stars. Another steal and a rebound. And Jaquan Jones comes out of there with it to Reed, to Strayhorn, to Darge on the inside, and he gets it to go.
Wow, these guys this is the best they've looked in a long time starting out.
Strayhorn with the assist. Here come the Stars on the move. Dre Smith traveled again, got away with it. Shoots a 3 ball, but it turns out to be an air ball. And Xavion Shelton comes up with it. Smith with a steal and his 3rd dunk of the afternoon. Are you kidding me?
Oh, my goodness. What we going to do with that boy?
Keep playing him.
Don't take him out, coach.
That's his 3rd steal of the afternoon. And just like that, Zakai Byron comes off the bench for the Eagles. Deep three, no good. Darge for the rebound. Gives way to Reed. Here comes Strayhorn on the move. Breaks to the inside. Euro step. No good, but he's going to be fouled by Tim Rush. What do you think about that Euro step action?
I love it, man. I love it. It's just smooth. I love it. I love it.
It's Dre Smith right into your living room with a rim-rattling dunk. The foul is against Rush. That's his first, team first. Strayhorn at the free throw line. First one's good.
Coach want to keep this type of energy going. He's telling them, don't let it up. Keep pushing it.
You have to in a game of this magnitude. Strayhorn with 2 free throws.
See that? These guys, they.
Clements looking inside, shot up, no good. Rebound pulled out of there by Bradford, no good. He gets it to go on his second attempt, and he gets his
first points.
Well, actually, it's his third point. He was 1 for 2 from the free throw line.
Gotcha.
18-5 is our score. It has been all stars since the beginning of the game. Strayhorn on the inside, misses the shot. Bradford comes up with the rebound. Clemens on the attack, and Jordan Bendris gets the basket to go. The lack of defense on that one. Turnover.
Yeah, I don't know where Dre's mind was. That one hit him upside the head.
Zakai Bryan misses. Put back no good. Darge comes up with the rebound. Here comes Dre Smith to the basket again, and it doesn't go, but he's fouled. He has really been aggressive thus far in this game.
Yeah, that's what we talked about. Go to the hole, man.
Coming towards the paint, he's going to be fouled as he goes to the basket.
Bryan.
Foul is going to be against Bryan. That's his first, team second. That'll send Dre Smith to the free throw line. First one's up, and it's good. I think Dre came to play today.
I think he did. He's got three. He got 3 rim rattlers.
He has 7 points in the game at the free throw line for his second attempt. Free throw is up. It's good. Smith now with 8 points in the ball game. Inside, and I thought there was going to be a travel call against Bryan, but it looks like we might have a foul call.
I think it's on Darge.
Reed. Foul is on Aaron Reed. That's his first, team fourth.
Bryan at the line.
20-7. That's the type of start coach likes to see. The challenge here is to keep that intensity up.
Byron's second free throw is good also. He has 2 points in the game, 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Just under 14 minutes in the first half. Dre Smith, deep three.
He's on fire today. Yeah, he needs a game like this. And this is it for them. Today, look at that. Tip ball.
Another steal.
And
Dre Smith with the layup.
Good job. He might go for 40. He might go for 40.
Credit Aaron Reed with the steal.
He walked.
And we have a travel call. That's going to be a turnover called against the Eagles.
Dorian Cloud with the turnover.
As you see Dre Smith come up with the steal, straight to the basket with the layup. Smith looking inside to Strayhorn. And Strayhorn stepped out of bounds. That's going to be a turnover.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I'm sitting there, I'm looking right at it, man. That heel came down on the black stripe.
Interestingly enough, that's only the second turnover for the Stars. As Dre Smith comes up with with a steal and a lay-in.
Okay, somebody go check that boy. I don't know what he had for breakfast this morning, but he's playing out of his mind.
It was
man.
certainly more than bacon and eggs, it
Wow,
looks like.
I thought he threw some grits off in there, man. Goodness gracious. He picks that ball out of midair and takes it and gets to the three-point play.
Dorian Cloud picks up the foul. That's his first team third as Dre Smith completes the three-point play. He is now 3 for 3 from the free throw line. Inside as
Tupelo trying to get him one, man. He's over 2. He's over 2. He's trying to chunk it down, man. I tell you what, remember last time we had it. No, we won the game when we played those.
But he went off.
We didn't have anybody close to slowing that truck down, man.
The foul is against Anthony Darge. That's his second, team 5th. And that sends Bradford to the free throw line. He misses the first one. And Darge goes to the bench as Lee comes into the game. Hayden Lee, 6'4" forward from Metropolis, Illinois. And Strayhorn comes out of the game as Trey Wilson checks in.
Everybody's played well today.
So far, yes.
So far, yeah.
Bradford's second free throw is good. He is now 2 for 3 from the free throw line. He has 4 points.
Let's see what this next group. There it is.
Smith driving to the hole, cut off, and turns it over as Bendros comes up with the steal. Aaron Reed steals it back the other way after the deflection by Trey Wilson. Here comes Wilson. Inside, and it's going to be a turnover.
Oh, my gosh, that set up so pretty.
It was set up wonderfully.
You had 2 guys from Clements on the floor, man, and he couldn't get his feet together.
Right there, as you see the travel. Hayden Lee just couldn't maintain his feet. That'll be a turnover.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, that's sweet.
Eagles
you asked me about
on the inside.
That move, that neuro step.
Was. Bendros with 2. That's his first 2 of the game. I'm sorry, that's his second basket of the game, 4 points. 28-11 is our score. Stars on top. It has been all stars since the tip-off. Dre Smith again. Are you kidding me?
Okay, it's official. I'm checking him at halftime, man. I got to know.
That's his second three-pointer of the game.
But he's been all over. Defensively, he's been shut down. He's got at least 3 steals.
Three-pointer, no good. Rebound. Trey Wilson ahead. Dre Smith, and he gets the layup. Eagles.
Wow, that's a nice little shot.
What a shot by Jordan Bendros. He has 6 points. Dre Smith gives way to Wilson. Lee, deep 3, no good.
You want to knock those down. That was a great shot.
And I said Lee, that was actually Van Hook. Shot up, no good. The Eagles get the rebound. Bradford gets the rebound off the putback.
Nice
kicks
shot.
It out.
Nice looking shot, Rush.
To Tim Rush, and he gets his first points of the game. Stars have doubled them up here in the first half, 33-15. Reed gets it off the back of his neck, shot up, no good. Rebound comes out of there by Bryan.
You got to have some nice touch. That little short jumper right there, 10 to 12 footer. Mid-range game.
You made that shot a million times.
Oh, man, I loved it. Look at this. Oh, nice block.
Good block on the inside.
Oh.
Van Hook stepped up defensively. Shot it by the Stars, no good. And here come the Eagles. On the inside is Xavion Shelton, and he's going to be called for the charge.
I tell you what, man.
As you see
Clements,
Shelton.
yeah, they're not getting – nothing is going their way right now.
The foul is called against Dre Smith. That's his second. Well, they have him as one. I have him for two. It was a charge, as you hear the official. The foul was against Xavion Shelton. I apologize. I am not infallible. Shot up by Smith. No good. Rebound, Tim Rush. And you know, it's good to have that personal
with the referee
relationship with the referees.
Yeah,
yes.
you're part of that fraternity, though.
Yes.
So, you know.
Travel called against Jordan Benders. That'll be another turnover for the Eagles.
Yeah, you guys got that whole Rolodex thing going. yeah, everybody's got everybody's cell number. That's how that works.
Are you inferring that my refereeing prowess?
Yeah, I am. Known all over the country.
Yeah. Maybe for things that aren't very popular.
Oh, nice.
Sweet move on the inside by Trey Wilson as he gets his first basket. And that will bring Jaquan Gary off the bench for the Eagles. Here come the Eagles to the basket. No good. Rebound pulled out of there for the Stars by Hayden Lee. Ahead to Dre Smith, looking to penetrate. And he goes in the paint, but he has it knocked away by Tim Rush, and that's going to be a turnover as he stepped out of bounds.
Yeah. I remember my daughter when she was 2 years old. She kept walking and tripping. I got her some shoestrings on them. Now your feet can see. She kept tripping.
Why do I even bother?
That's what he needs. Yeah, took care of that.
Lamont Bell checks into the ball game for the Stars. Bell, 6'1". Hit one number 22. He's from Caruthersville, Missouri. Shot up by the Stars, no good. Rebound by Tim Rush. He's starting to come alive now.
Look at that D.
As we have almost a steal by Dre Smith,
almost
knocked away, and Jaquan Gary comes up with it, and he gets the basket.
I'm thinking Coach is feeling the same thing that we're feeling about Dre. Everybody's different on the floor. Look at this. What is that? Was that the Red Sea?
It parted.
That thing parted right down the middle.
And Van Hook got the layup. And the steal. And he gives way inside, and the basket goes. Woo. Hayden Lee gets the basket as Van Hook comes up with the steal.
And the coach over here looking at his boys like, what am I looking at here? He's looking at his guys like, what am I looking at?
It's almost like they haven't seen a basketball, and that's the look on Coach Grimes' face.
Yeah.
The foul is against Gary. That's his first, team fifth. At the free throw line, no good by Lee. Gary comes up with the rebound. Eagles on the attack. Has it knocked away, but Tim Rush comes up with it, and he gets the putback, and he has 4 points. Again, he's starting to heat it up. He has a couple of rebounds, a couple of deflections, and now 2 baskets in a row. I think his mindset is, if no one's going to do it, I'm going to have to step up and do it myself. Dre Smith to the basket, and he is fouled and knocked down for sportsmanship for Tim Rush, who helps him off the floor.
He gets up so fast, man. Watch how high he gets up. His vertical has to be at least 30 inches.
And on the 2 dunks, the 3 dunks that he has, his forearm was pretty much down the rim.
Yeah, when you jump like that, you don't have to worry about big hands.
No.
You can just
do your thing.
Chunk it. Just chunk that thing down.
Foul is against Tim Rush. That's his second, team 6.
Yeah.
Smith's first three throw is good. The second one is up. It's good also.
Yeah, those of you who don't know, chunk is a synonym for throw down, chunk it down.
Now you're getting into synonyms, homonyms, antonyms.
Come on.
And probably a lot of our audience know synonyms. So you just edged some people.
Well, always, man. You can always learn. Oh, look at this.
And it's still, here comes Bell, and he stepped out of bounds. He knew it, too. He had that sheepish grin on his face.
Yeah, he went behind his back. And you know what, man, in a game like this, the guys are like, man, they seeing Dre out here playing, and balling out. Coach, get me in here.
You got to step up your game. Yeah.
Let me get in this. Give me some of this.
What was that song by Dan Fogerty, center field? Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play.
I'm ready to play.
Turnover for Bell. That's his first.
Nice putback.
Basket by Rush.
Rush gets the putback. That's his third basket. He now has 6 points. Jaquan Jones lays it up at the rim.
And you know the thing that they're not doing, Clements, the Eagles, is in that first game they focus on going inside to the big guy.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't done that at all.
Well, I think it's because of the way that defense is collapsing down in the paint, and it looks like they've watched film from the last game that they played. They're not going to let Bradford get off in the paint. We have a whistle, and it's going to be a carry, which is really known as a double dribble.
A double dribble.
Anytime there's a pause in that dribble to where the officials can see the lines in the ball and you start again, yeah, it's popular to call it a carry, but it's actually a double dribble. And that's another turnover.
Yeah, you guys just listen. Y'all listen in to us because we're going to educate you today, baby. We got homonyms and synonyms and double dribbles.
Antonyms. And
that's it, yeah. We're gonna get you straight. Look
Smith inside. Are you kidding me? Perhaps that comes from two college-educated guys, you think?
Yeah. I remember some of that. Look at that.
And speaking of college, I didn't want to go. My parents forced me to go.
Yeah, well, I wanted to go.
Outside of introducing me to Jesus Christ, best thing they ever did for me.
Oh, yeah. Well, I went there to meet my wife. I believe that. We met in 81, been married 36 years.
Congratulations.
Yeah. 36 or 37, I forget.
You better remember she does.
Yeah.
She can tell you the first date.
I always defer to her. Baby, how long we been married?
See, now you looking to have your cornbread burned and your meatloaf hard.
No, you don't go. No, hey. Hey, don't burn any cornbread now. It's like a girl in the hell. Many don't burn chicken. Rich don't eat no burnt cornbread, boy. Come on now.
Fried chicken and turnip greens.
Come on.
Macaroni and cheese.
Oh, turn it up. Bam.
Bell, no good with his shot. Rebound pulled out of there by Gary.
Nice. Look at that.
Goes to the rim, has it stripped away by Alex Van Hook.
Wilson got a hand on it first, and then Van Hook got it.
Came up with the steal. And we'll credit Trey Wilson with the deflection. As I found out over the years, these guys love to hear their names called.
Knock it down, boy.
Deep three, no good. Rebound, knocked away. But the Eagles come up with it. Bradford.
Oh, he walked.
And he gives way
That's
to
good defense.
Davion Tracy, but he traveled.
Because Trey Wilson was right on him. He turns around, he didn't have a place to go. Great defense.
5:46 left to go in the first half. 45-21, Stars on top of the Eagles here at home at Haas Gymnasium. I'm Anthony Ridgway alongside Richard Abraham.
Look at that.
We thank you for letting us be a part of your morning as Dre Smith goes to the basket.
And they stepped on the paint.
And then they stepped on the paint with a turnover.
Yeah, what's the
Eagles.
Eagles. They can't get out of their own way this
That's
morning.
true. Devontae Thomas checks into the game for the Eagles, 6'2" forward from South Bend, Indiana, as Jaquan Gary goes to the bench. Gary leads the game with 2 points. Jaquan Jones set to inbound the ball for the Stars. Bell gives way to Jones, and they're going to reset the offense. A lot of standing around on the defensive end for
Coach kept yelling out the defense.
He yelled 2-3. He might as well go to his zone because the man-to-man isn't working. As Lamont Bell gets his first points of the game, and it is a 3.
He's telling his guys getting the 2-3. They're looking at him like, what?
Like they didn't know what it was.
That's not a good sign.
No, it's not.
He's rubbing his head. He's going to be bald as I am.
Bald as I
am.
Bell, that 3, drains it. We're going to have a foul called against the Stars. It'll go against Dre Smith. That's his second foul, team 8th. Eagles looking to penetrate inside, shot up, goes.
Yeah, maybe that'll get them going, but I don't know how many points Dre got. But
I'll count them up on the next break.
Goodness gracious.
Devontae Thomas gets the basket to go. He's fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line as Aaron Reed checks back into the ball game, and Van Hook goes to the bench. The foul is on Van Hook. That's his first, team 7th, and the free throw up by Thomas is no good, and here come the Stars. Jaquan Jones gives way to Aaron Reed. Into Muskowski, who checked into the game. Shot up, no good. Gets his own rebound, has it knocked away by Simpson.
You got to be tough in there.
To the basket, no good. Rebound. Kicked out of there, tipped away to Lamont Bell. Out front, Aaron Reed. Step back, gives way inside. Shot up, good off the backboard for Hayden Lee.
Nice to see him get in the scorer's book.
Reed with the assist.
Double dribble. He saw the laces of the ball, folks.
And we have another turnover as Jordan Bendress set to check back into the ball game as Davion Tracy goes to the bench. The Stars have picked up 52 points in the first half. Jed Muskowski shot up, no good. Rebound. Bradford. Here come the Eagles. Rush had his back turned, managed to come up with it anyway. A lot of dribble out top. Charles Simpson turns it over. Here comes Aaron Reed. Here comes a dunk, and he got it. You know he's going to throw it down.
Yeah, I'm surprised Big Man didn't challenge that a little bit.
Would you? And here comes Leo. He gets it to go. Hayden Lee on the layup.
Wow.
56-23 with 3:47 left to go in the first half. We'll take a timeout and step aside, Abe. Maybe we can catch our breath. You're watching Stars basketball. We'll be back after this message.
Yeah. I'm going to go down there and check.
Tim Rush tries to bring it up the floor for the Stars. He's going to be fouled.
Yeah, he's not a very secure ball handler.
No.
He didn't look comfortable at all bringing that ball up the court. The foul bailed him out.
Jed Muskowski picks up the foul. That's his first. Team's 8th. That'll send Tim Rush to the free throw line.
Well, I'll tell you what, number 24,
he is big.
He looked like he can handle a mess of turnip greens.
Fried chicken and cornbread. Mac and cheese.
Would not be strange in front of him.
He's from Jacksonville, Florida. He probably eats a lot of Craig's.
Yeah, man. Buddy of mine was down in Venice, Louisiana. That's about an hour past New Orleans. Redfish fishing.
Not a bad meal I've ever had in New Orleans.
Bang.
As Bell gets his second 3, that's 6 points for him. Ironically enough, we were talking about Dre Smith. He has 21 first half points.
Wow.
He's 5 for 5 from the free throw line with 3 rim rattling dunks. Eagles to the basket, no good. Rebound pulled out of there by Bradford. He goes up and gets it to go.
That's the best move he's had all day.
As you hear Coach Grimes shouting instructions to his team. Aaron Reed out top, pulls up at the free throw line, kicks it back out to Jaquan Jones. He takes a 3, gets it to go. Nothing but net. That's his first 3 of the game.
Yeah, they're feeling it today.
62-27, and we're only in the first half. Stars on top.
Yeah, this invitational, it's kind of special to coach, and it's fitting that these guys have an opening session like this.
As you see, Jones knocking down the three, and we're going to have a foul call. It will go against Jones. That'll be his first, team ninth. That will send Jordan Bendros to the free throw line. He has 6 points. He is 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Make that 2 for 3. Miskowski had the rebound, and he can't control it. Well, I thought they lost it out of bounds, but they're going to say that Tim Rush was on his back, and that'll be a foul. That'll be his first.
Yeah, you know what? I totally believe. You know, these referees are human, man. And when you got a team that's vibing like we're vibing, and then you got some of the things that's happening here, guys like, you know, no, you're not gonna get that call, man. You're not even hustling. So, you know, you start playing, you know, I'll give you that call, but you.
Not right now.
Yeah, you're gonna have to show me something, man.
The foul is against Tim Rush. That is his third. Miskowski at the free throw line misses the first one, does not get the bonus. Eagles with the rebound. They are really struggling here in the first half, 62-27, as they trail the Stars here at home.
A horrible shot.
Bendros takes the deep three, no good, but Simpson comes out of there with the rebound.
Look, there he is.
Here comes Lamont Bell to the basket, off the glass, no good. Rebound by Thomas.
Big boy changed the trajectory on that shot. Bradford did.
Well, he faked the three, gives it up, goes inside to Devontae Thomas. Thomas gets the basket. 5 points now for Devontae Thomas. Miskowski breaking to the inside, nothing there. Was in the paint long enough to bake a cake, no call. Shot up by the Stars, no good. Rebound pulled out of there by Bradford. Eagles on the attack. Rush goes to the basket, no good. Gets his own rebound and puts it back.
He was in there for a minute.
Oh, he was there long enough to fry some chicken.
Oh, my gosh.
Reed got away. Well, he trapped well.
He had a little gallop right there. I guess he got pushed before.
He did travel. The official bailed him out. And the foul is going to go against White, number 10. That's Jordan Bendros. That's his first, team 8. Now, the fouls are starting to balance out in this game as we've had 17 fouls called, 9 against the Stars, 8 against the Eagles.
Yeah.
That'll send Aaron Reed to the free throw line as we have a substitution for the Stars as soon as I get the number. Reed's free throw is up and it's good.
Nothing but net.
That is just his game. He's just a solid ball player all the way around.
Yes, and he's been one of the most consistent players we've had this
all year long.
Yeah, and that's what you look for, consistency. You want to be able to depend on your guys when they're out there that they're going to play night in and night out.
Reed's second free throw up, and it's good. And on the substitution for the Stars, well, it looks like Jacob Miskowski has checked in.
Yeah, big boy was going. Look at it. Watch this. He's going. What are you going to do?
Nowhere.
Can't stop a train.
And Miskowski's a good-sized boy himself.
He is. He is.
He and his brother both are well put together.
Bradford to the line.
That will send Kyrie Bradford to the line.
This summer doing conditioning, man, they refuse to lose to each other.
And that's how you create winners.
Yep.
Now, Lamont Bell is talking to our president in the stands. But I guess you can do that when you're up 64-32.
Yeah, but he only got 6 points. I mean, what?
But he's over there talking to.
Maybe he's trying to lobby on the GPA. Maybe that's what he's doing.
Well, I think he has a pretty decent GPA. We're going to have a travel call against Bradford.
Yeah.
And we'll have our president over at halftime for an interview, Dr. Anton Reese, who had us all confused earlier this week. We thought he was retiring. And he says, no, I have another 11 years. And what a president for this school he has been.
Yes, he has.
Reed, three, no good. It was contested by Bradford as he almost came in, and he looks and turns and talks to us.
That's a three. And they get three for that.
Bradford heard us and turned around and talked to us and threw his hands in the air.
Yeah, Bradford's like, can you talk to him? You're an alumni ref. Do you have any influence over these fellas?
No, I'm afraid I don't.
That's 5 seconds right there.
Bradford manages to come up with it high off the floor. It is deflected by Jaquan Jones as he is all in Benders' shorts. And Lamont Bell comes away with the steal. Ahead to Jones and back to Reed. Lays it up. Got it!
Oh, my goodness. These boys are balling. They're balling.
Jaquan Jones with his first assist of the night.
Block.
And we're going to have a foul called.
Uh-oh.
And we're going to have a block called as you see the blocking foul called against Reed. That is his second. That'll send Thomas to the free throw line. Free throw is no good, but we're going to have a foul called on the rebound.
Yeah, I think that was inadvertent foul.
Right
Bradford's
there.
Forearm
Right there.
ran into Strayhorn's
face, yes. Kyrie Bradford picks up his first. Do you have to wonder where he got his name?
Goodness gracious.
Cordell Cooper checks into the game, 6'3" forward from Chicago, Illinois. No doubt in my mind he was named after Kyrie Irving.
Oh, but there's a lot of Kyries around here,
A bunch of them. But he's only an NBA star.
Yeah.
And with how many NBA championships? I think 3?
Well, he's got one.
2 with the
he had 2 with the Cavaliers. We had 1. No, he got 2.
2.
He's got 2 with LeBron.
Strayhorn to the free throw line.
Then he said, I want to do my own thing. Hadn't quite got back to that level yet.
Well, he in his mind, he could carry a team by himself, and it just wasn't happening.
No.
You know, unless you're Magic Johnson or Michael Jordan or Julius
LeBron.
Erving or something. LeBron, yes.
Good job. Good job.
Jacob Muskowski gets it to go. 6 seconds left to go in the half.
Wow, look at 73-34.
Deep three, no good as the half comes to an end. Simpson just couldn't get it to go. This is a halftime score, you all. We are not exaggerating. It is 73-34. Stars all over the Eagles as we come to halftime. We'll be interviewing our president, Dr. Anton Reese, for the halftime. As we take a short break, we'll step aside and we'll be back with more of the halftime show along with our interview and our statistics from Mr. McClain as the Stars are on top here this afternoon. Back after these messages.
Work Ready Kentucky Scholarship offers 100% free tuition at West Kentucky Community and Technical College for courses that can prepare you for a great job in as little as 13 weeks. Get started at workreadykentucky.com.
After I retired, I needed a purpose. The main reason I came back to school was to be a role model for my son. West Kentucky, they literally guided me all the way.
Welcome back to the halftime show at Hall's Gymnasium, the home of the WKCTC Stars. With me for our halftime is Dr. Anton Reese, #1 community college in Kentucky.
Thank you, sir.
I think that's a credit to our
team.
president.
The team.
It's only as good as the team is only as good as the leader.
I might provide the place and space and support, but it takes very talented people, both inside the classroom with our faculty and staff, and the support team outside to make it happen. So we're very, very pleased to continue to get these series of rankings. In this case, statewide. Last month, I was privileged to go to San Antonio as part of the top 10 colleges in the country in terms of best practices, and we are awaiting Aspen, which is the biggest prize overall. So hopefully we'll see if we'll be back in the top 10 nationally. So both the state and national recognitions that what we do here at WKCTC is a testament to what we try to do every day in terms of making students successful and having great careers.
Being an alumni here myself, I can only stick my chest out a little when we talk about things like this because it makes me proud. And it also makes me even more proud when you talk about yourself. You don't like to take any credit, but it's a credit also, like you said, to the faculty and the staff and even the students that follow along that believe in the program enough to come here.
Yes, indeed. Absolutely correct. Recently I was sharing that I feel very, very, very privileged to have had an opportunity to, quote, find my voice. So my task is to allow others to find their voices. And so if it's students finding their footing, their voice in terms of their educational and career dreams. What happens so often is a combination of opportunity and somebody really believing that you've got the ability or the capacity to do certain things. And I think that that's one of the things that we try to be very intentional here is that we never underestimate you, regardless of walk of life, point of origin, demographics or otherwise. It's really about that commitment to educational success because it's a win-win. The more people we get educated and trained, ready to work, they become vested as taxpayers and likely to get back into the community, right? So there's multiple benefits associated with the level of success that we do here.
This school prepared me for a 37-year career in radio, television, broadcasting. I got my start right here. I learned a lot, and it just carried over to when I transferred to Murray State University and to when I got out into the broadcast world. I might be a little biased because I did get my start here, and I want to say this because we had great interaction with the president. I hear that a lot about you from the students. You go to the student center. They see you in the hallways of buildings. They talk to you, and they say that you're always receptive and willing to listen to the questions, comments, and concerns.
Yeah. Well, it's been a little while since I've been, quote, a student, but I knew the importance when I was recognized by particularly somebody in the administration. Certainly at the president's level, it really means a lot. But that's generally who I am and what I'm about, right? I mean, it's really about being attentive, understanding that the significance and responsibilities and influence that you may have comes with great responsibility. And so it's important for me to remain committed, to be approachable to students and faculty and staff, and that creates just a great atmosphere for people to do what they do best. Yeah.
What do you see for the future here at the school?
Well, I think really two key things. So one, there's just a national discussion around the value of education. Not always positive. Some people believe that education is overpriced, massive debt. We are very fortunate. You mentioned the first start starting here at West Kentucky. It's an important first start, and for some, last start, particularly if they're going directly into work. The cost of our tuition is about 50% less than our four-year peers, and less than 80% of our students have debt. So we believe that is a solid foundation to start and wise to come through the community technical college and then, depending on your path, really pursue. So clearly, continue to advocate and promote. This is a great return on investment. Is very important in terms of accessing education will be one. I think two, jobs.
Yes.
I've taken a little bit of heat because I talked about the fact is that you look back at the last four censuses, the population in the western region, 10 counties, has not grown. It's been very flat and in many cases declining. You can't decline your way out towards progress, so I think it is important that we get jobs. That brings people. People need to be educated and trained, and that's the role that the college will play in being part of economic development. So I see those as the two immediate things that West Kentucky Community Technical College will focus on.
Thank you so much for visiting with us. If you recall, the very first game of the year,
Yes.
you are our halftime guest. Last game, well, not second to last game,
Yes, sir.
you are our guest again.
I'm very thankful, and it means a lot because I would also add the games that I've been present, we have not lost the game that I've seen. So I know we've had some injuries, we had maybe some away losses, but I was very pleased to see that the team is getting a little bit healthier, and Dre and Juwan, and they're on fire.
It's been crazy the first half, hasn't it?
Really is, right? And of course, March Madness is next week, so I always think it's best time of year for sports.
March is always madness for me because my birth month is in March.
That's a great month. Mine's in February, so a month ahead. Yes, sir.
I always look forward to my birthday on the 18th of March because I keep saying I'm not a wintertime guy. I hate winter.
Yeah.
Anthony, make it to March. Make it to your birthday. You're rounding third and headed for home, and that's the way I feel right now.
One of the other things I'll say real quickly, too, to connect to with March Madness and basketball, what makes it so powerful in addition to pretty much any team can win on any given day, I love to hear the backstories of those athletes.
Yes.
And the resilience. And it reminds me so much of our kids because they're powerful stories, communities, homes that many of our basketball players come out of. And had it not been for the opportunity to play ball, I'm not sure that they would have come to college and or stayed. So it's a very important commitment to being student athletes as part of that formula for success.
And I want to comment on something you said earlier. Sometimes people devalue education. I don't. As I told Richard Abraham during the first half, I didn't want to go to college, and you know my parents.
Yes.
They made me go.
Yes.
And
that
as
was
I
wise.
said, pardon?
That was wise.
It
on
was.
Their end. Yes, sir.
And as I said to him, outside of introducing me to the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit, best thing they ever did for me.
Absolutely. Education is the second most transformational vehicle outside of spirituality.
I agree.
Yes, sir.
Dr. Reed,
Yes, indeed.
Dr. Reese, it's always a pleasure to speak
Thank
with you. I look forward to working with you in the future for many years to come. And we just think that you're a wonderful president, a wonderful person. The faculty and staff love you. So do the students, and so do we.
I appreciate that very much. And someday I'll get a chance to be an analyst or a commentator like you guys.
I will.
You and Richard do an excellent job.
Thank you. You're way too kind.
But you're a little better than Richard, though. Let me just say that.
Now he raises his eyes. He said he heard you. Dr. Reese, thank you so much. The pleasure's all mine, my friend. We'll be back with the first half statistics from Gary McLean, and we'll get the second half underway when we come back from this break. You are watching Stars Basketball from Hall's Gymnasium. Back after these messages.
We're ready.
Welcome back to Hall's Gymnasium. As we did not see our cue, we were talking about school.
Yeah, everybody needs to go to school.
That's what Dr. Reese
That's
just
right,
said.
right. You need to go to school, get your education and everything. So.
And this is the third time I've said this. I didn't want to go. I did not want to go.
Really?
But my mom and dad had other things in mind.
They had other.
As I just told you, I still have my degree.
And you still have your degree. They didn't take that away from you.
No, you can't. The only way you can take that from me is to kill me.
That's right.
I earned it.
That's right. That's right. And we all need to get in there and earn it.
Yes. They don't give them away.
No, they don't. You've got to earn it.
You have to earn it. In fact, I had to repeat a class, an American government class, and it was a lieutenant colonel that was my teacher. Mm-hmm. And he looked at me and he said, Anthony, you can be a good student, but you have one problem. I said, what's that? He said, you're lazy.
Oh.
He failed me.
Really?
He said, you're going to repeat this course, and you will do the work.
Wow, that's crazy.
I got a B.
There you go. That's right. Say, well, if that's the way you're going to be about it, then I'm going to.
That's the way he was about it. Mr. McClain, take it away for the stats, please.
Let's see here. During this first half, West Kentucky Community and Technical College just dominated the whole situation here. We had Avery Strayhorn. He had 8. Dre Smith, he had 27 points for the first half. Trey Wilson had 2. Alex Van Hook had 2. Quan Jones with 5. Joey Craig wasn't able to play today. He is helping the players stretch and everything like that, so that's a good thing. Jacob Miskowski had 2 points. Jim Miskowski got to play, didn't score that first half. Anthony Dodge had 2. Lamont Bell had 6. Hayden Lee had 6, and Aaron Reed had 13 for a total of 73 points that first half, 11 team fouls, 22 two-pointers, 11 free throws, and 6 three-pointers. For Earle Clements, we've got Shelton. He had 2. Bendross had 4. Bryan had 1. Thomas had 6. Rush was their high man with 12. Gary had 2. Bradford had 7 for a score of 34 points here at the halftime. They had 9 fouls. They had 14 two-pointers and 6 free throws and no three-pointers at all. So,
and it was all stars?
All stars
half.
all the way, yeah. And we'll see what happens during this next half.
Just imagine if they double them up.
That's what I'm thinking. I don't think I have enough places for that. So
doesn't look like it, does
I'll be writing along the top when it's
well,
all over.
You might need one of these sheets.
I may have to have a staple and staple me a piece of paper in here.
Paper clip or something.
That's how to do something.
Mr. McClain, thank you so much. We look forward to talking to you from the post-game show.
All right.
As you have your post-game stats, and we'll see you then, my friend.
We're about ready to get this second half started.
Good job as usual.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Thank you. As we're just about to get the second half underway, we'll take a short break. We'll be right back. You're watching WKCTC basketball from Hall's Gymnasium. Thank you. Welcome back. As we're just about to get the second half underway, he's Richard Abraham. I'm Anthony Ridgway. As I saw you sitting in the stands laughing at Dr. Reese during the halftime interview.
I was talking to Coach Grimes over there, man. He said he brought his guys in a day early so they could just kind of relax. He said, heck, man, I guess look, Dre keeps going. He said, I guess I should have brought them down this morning. Maybe they played better.
Dre Smith had 27 first-half points. He now has 29 points in the game. The high man for the Eagles was Tim Rush with 12 points.
Nice.
And a steal by Dre Smith, and he turns it over.
And we get it right back.
And then the Eagles turn it over right back to us as Jaquan Gary loses it out of bounds. Both teams will start the second half like they did the first. Xavion Shelton, Tim Rush, Charles Simpson, Jaquan Gary, and Kyrie Bradford for the Eagles. The Stars will have Jaquan Jones, Dre Smith, Avery Strayhorn, Aaron Reed, and Anthony Darge.
Smith picked up right where he left off in first half.
And you were talking about, you spoke with Coach Grimes at halftime. What a wonderful person.
Yeah, he is, man. He's all into these young guys.
He coaches his heart out. We have a deflection, and it's thrown back as Jaquan Jones comes up with it.
This game, this is starting out just like the first half.
Pretty much, yeah, with turnovers.
Yeah, a lot of deflections. We're getting our hands on a lot of leather.
And scored the first basket.
Yeah.
Jones inside, no good. Going to be fouled on the play. It looks like the official was waiting to see if it was going to go in before he blew the foul.
Yeah.
Blew the whistle.
Devontae Thomas.
The foul is on Devontae Thomas. That's his team first of the half.
Man, he shoved Jones like he was a little twig.
Well, he pretty much is compared to him.
Yeah, Thomas is a big guy.
Yeah, he is. And Jaquan Jones, well, He's only 5'10" and a little guy.
Yeah,
and I think 5'10" is stretching it.
Yeah, I think.
And he gets both free throws to go. Another turnover to seal. Here comes Aaron Reed, and he gets the layup, but it doesn't go. I thought he was going to dunk it.
Yeah, but that's a nice put up. He'll go to the line for 2.
As you see Aaron Reed coming right into your living room, there's the foul right there by Jordan Bendros. That's his second, team second. That'll send Aaron Reed to the free throw line. He is 2 for 2 today. You know, we have the shot clock lit up. We haven't needed it in this game.
No, I'm over here trying to ear hustle and see what Coach Grimes is telling telling his guys.
Now you sound like my 25-year-old daughter. Daddy, you're ear hustling.
Yeah, he's trying to tell Gary, son, you gotta give me something better than this.
And to be honest with you, he's right.
Yeah.
They are getting blown out. Eagles, three-pointer. Davion Shelton gets it to go.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
He has 5 points in the contest. Strayhorn looking. Nothing there. Jaquan Jones back at the top of the key, going to drive to the paint. Kicks it back out to Dre Smith, and he drives to the lane. Shot up good.
Oh, man, he is clicking. All cylinders today.
He can't do any wrong.
Was talking at halftime.
Darge comes up with the deflection, but loses it out of bounds. Avery Strayhorn in a bit of pain. We'll see on the replay what happened.
That's someone's foot.
As you see Dre Smith to the basket. And we have a foul called on the floor against the Stars. Whether they're going to say it was a turnover. Darge comes up with the loose ball. Here comes Jaquan Jones. Aaron Reed. A rare miss for him.
Yeah. He's usually good at those mid-range jump shots.
He's usually good at every jump shot.
Yeah, he's got a nice stroke.
Eagles, no good. Bradford, rebound, no good. Knocked away by Darge. Shot up
Yeah, that
on
was
the putback, Devontae Thomas, and he gets the basket to go.
I don't know if he meant to pass that ball.
I think it's because Darge knocked it away. Dre Smith gives way to Darge, ball fake. Nothing there. Dre Smith. Not there, but Devontae Thomas comes away with the rebound.
Thought he was going to get those shooters roll there. Wow.
Gary tries to penetrate. Aaron Reed knocks it away, and here come the Stars. Jaquan Jones pulls up from 13, got it to go. 4 points. And on that turnover, just like that, Jordan Bendros gets up off the bench for the Eagles. Shelton has it knocked away by Strayhorn, but it's going to remain with the Eagles as they'll have it on their own end of the floor.
Well, they got to dig the ball out.
Almost need someone that's vertically challenged to get that.
Yeah, these are old school bleachers right here.
Strayhorn is 6'6". I don't know how he got down there to pick it up. Eagles inbounds the ball. Simpson looking, being guarded by Strayhorn. Penetrates, pulls up from 12, no good. Rebound brought out of there by Thomas.
That was an ugly shot.
Deep three, Shelton, no good. Rebounds, Strayhorn has it knocked away. I almost came up with the loose ball.
That was an ugly shot.
Devontae Thomas was there defensively, got his hands on it, and it will remain with the Eagles. I'm sorry, will remain, almost said Stars, it will remain with the Eagles. Air ball put up by Devontae Thomas. That's one of the few things he's done wrong today. Are you kidding me?
That's 4.
Dre Smith now with 31 points.
And 4 dunks.
Pardon me, 33 points and 4 dunks. Shelton looking inside, gives way to Simpson.
Nice ball
Shelton,
movement.
deep three, no good. Rebound, Bradford looking inside, has it knocked away, puts it up, gets it to go.
I'm telling you, man, that guy right there, he's a trunk.
He has wonderful hands.
He does. For a big man, you got to have him.
I hadn't seen hands like that since Karl Malone.
Oh, yeah.
Anthony Darge.
The mailman. Say, Daddy, why they call him the mailman? Because he always delivers.
He delivers.
That's it.
One of the best forwards of all time.
Yep. Couldn't get that ring, though,
No, he couldn't.
because Michael was in the lead.
Michael and Scotty.
Oh! Oh, little alley-oop. First one we seen that this year. First time.
Shelton has it stripped away by Darge. Shot up. You don't have to wonder who it is.
Two more.
Dre Smith, 35 points now. On the attack come the Eagles. Shelton pulls up from three.
Step back. Boom.
Got it to go.
Ooh, that looks like a little James Harden right there. Step back.
That's his second three of the game. Strayhorn steps out of bounds again. That's the second time he's done that today.
Hey, get those shoelaces with the eyes on them. That boy, he can't see the baseline, man. I'm telling you, that's what you do.
Shelton goes to the bench for the Eagles as Cordell Cooper checks into the game.
Help your feet out.
6'3" from Chicago.
You think I'm kidding about that? I did that to my daughters, man.
I thought you were kidding me.
No, I did that.
Lamont Bell checks into the game for the Stars. And it's going to be a turnover by the Eagles, and the Stars will have possession.
I don't think Smith can get 40.
He has 35.
I know.
14 minutes left to go in the game. As Jaquan Jones tries to get it to go, he's going to be fouled on the inside, and it's going to go against Jordan Bendros. That's his third. Team third of the half. The score you see is correct. It is 91-44. Stars on top of the Eagles. We're not even halfway through the second half.
Yeah, these are the type of games you wanted to be in, man. Stat night.
Pad those numbers.
That's it.
Jaquan Jones gets his first free throw to go. And we have a substitution for the Eagles as Devontae Thomas goes to the bench.
Looking at Coach over there, he'd much rather have these type games. So he's laid back, joking with his boys. We've seen him in other situations this year.
Timothy Rush checks back into the lineup. Deep three, that time by Jordan Bendros. He has 9 points.
Ooh.
I don't know what happened there defensively for the Eagles, but it wasn't much of anything as
Yeah, big boys nowhere to be found in the middle.
Jaquan Jones just penetrated and laid it up. Inside, Kyrie gives way to Tim Rush, and he gets the two. Lamont Bell back the other way in the paint, gets it up and gets it to go. Now that's his first two-pointer of the game.
Yeah.
He has 8 points. Simpson gives way to Bradford, gets it to go.
Nice little touch there by the big fella. From Tupelo, Mississippi.
Which is right below, one below.
Look at you, Tuck. You going to pull a Richard Pryor on me.
I used to live in Mississippi. There were only two things I liked about it, the food and the climate.
Yeah.
Of course, since I'm not a wintertime guy.
Yeah, we used to make that trip. Oh.
Three-pointer, no good.
Nice block out. That ball bounced almost twice.
Strayhorn to the basket, gets it to go, moves it to his left hand.
Yeah, because Bradford was trying to block it. He moved it to the other side.
Bradford goes up, shot, no good, but he's going to be fouled. And it's going to go against Dre Smith. That'll be his third foul. Strayhorn, as you can see, up with the left hand. He switches and gets it to go. That'll bring Zakai Bryant off the bench. As Kyrie Bradford goes to the free throw line, he gets the first one to go. Byron checks in. The big man, Charles Simpson, gets a break as he goes to the bench. Bradford's second free throw.
Yeah, I'm looking at his hand. He has.
No good. Rebound pulled out of there by Tim Rush, but he's fouled.
Yeah, I'm looking at that kid's hand. He has small hands, man.
But he's big.
He is, man.
The foul is against Anthony Darge. That's his third, team's second. Simpson's breathing hard over there on the bench. He's playing with his heart out. He's really hustling. Tim Rush gets his first free throw to go. He has 12 points. Pardon me, 13 points. Misses the second. Rebound. And we have bodies on the floor as Brian comes up with it, but we're going to have a foul call.
That was an elbow on the hardwood. Now, if that happened to me right now, just leave me there and call somebody. Cause
hey, a crane.
Yeah,
as
man.
big as you are.
I can take it back in the day. Uh-oh.
And we're going to have steps called against Brian.
Coach, where were you going?
The foul was called against Alex Van Hook. That's his second, team third. 11:52 left to go in the game. Dre Smith finally did something wrong. That ball went halfway down and came back out.
Yeah, his game today has been taking the ball to the basket.
The Eagles are looking for anything. Three-pointer. No good. Dre Smith comes out of there with the rebound. Traveled and got away with it.
Yes, he did.
Lamont Bell being guarded by Bendros. Bell, deep three. No good.
Whoa.
Rebound, Timothy Rush.
Man, I swear, Trey Smith's head was rim level.
And we're going to have a whistle blown as it was a deflection. As you see it sail out of bounds there. Inside goes Brian, and he's going to be fouled as he goes to the basket.
I don't think the referee liked Smith not tossing the ball back.
That's Dre Smith's fourth foul.
Yeah, he if he want to hit 40, he better stay in the game.
Byron's first free throw is good. He is 3 for 3 in the game from the free throw line.
Yeah, coach took Trey out and put Hayden Lee in.
Hayden Lee back in the lineup. Brian's second free throw is good. He's 4 for 4 from the free throw line with 4 points. Bell. Lee traveled. He did. He traveled.
Well, they are consistently calling that on both sides today.
Well, I'll be honest with you. In a game like this, if I'm officiating and the team is down the way they are, I have a tendency to, unless it's just blatant, let it go. Now, the team that's up like this, if they breathe too loudly, I'm blowing the whistle.
Oh, that would have been a nice. Trey Wilson tried to make something happen after a bad shot, and he got called for the foul.
Eagles looking for anything.
Oh.
Dorian Cloud checks back into the lineup for the Eagles. His shot up is no good. Rebound brought down by Rush. Put it back up, couldn't get it to go. Put it back up, couldn't get it to go. Got it this time and got it to go.
Yeah, Coach Barnes, he rubs his head, but he appreciates that type of effort.
Yes, you have to.
Yeah, and Coach Chumler's looking at his guys like he's down 5. He's up 9, he's down 57.
We'll keep it right here. Is this going to be a short break? Now, I'm surprised that Simpson has been on the bench as long as he has. He's really consistent on the inside for the Eagles.
Well, I don't know. Coaches, I don't know if he's trying to teach them a lesson or.
It's too late in the year to be trying to teach lessons. It's time to play.
Well,
you need to start teaching lessons in October.
Yeah, well, they can't. They showed up. They're just not playing. Because the first game we did here with the Job Corps guys, they played really well. I mean, we beat them, but they played really well.
They were solid, yes.
Yeah, and big fella Bradford. Of course, they haven't made it a big deal of going into him, but there's another
turnover.
Another turnover.
They called it a carry, but it's what, Abe?
A double dribble.
Double dribble. And that'll give the Eagles the ball.
Heads up. Keep your head on the swivel, partner.
As slick as my head is, I cannot afford to have that ball go off my head. Byron gives way to Rush, has it knocked away. Here comes Lamont Bell. Lays it up, rolls off, no good. Strayhorn gets the rebound and puts it back.
Triple digits.
101 to 57. Yes, you are seeing the scoreboard correctly. 9:27 left to go in the ball game. Stars on top of the Eagles.
Nice pass.
Inside pass goes to Brian, and he gets the basket.
That pass came from Bradford up top.
Brian with 6 points in the game. Long shot up by Hayden Lee. Rebound brought out of there by Dorian Cloud. And here come the Eagles. Cross court to Cloud. Penetrates, pulls up, gets it to go.
It's a nice little runner.
That little floater, if you're good at it, you can score a lot of points.
Oh, you can, man. The key thing is to avoid the charge.
Right. And Van Hook has checked into the lineup for the Eagles, rather for the Stars. Hayden Lee comes out of there with the rebound, has it knocked away, sails out of bounds, and it will remain with WKCTC.
They cannot get a break.
I'm still surprised that Charles Simpson is still on the bench.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I don't know if he's not feeling well.
I don't know.
Or what.
He's been pretty solid on the inside.
Yeah.
He heard us and he actually looked over and laughed.
Yeah.
He's still laughing.
Yeah, big boy. Here we go, going the other way.
Turnover. Strayhorn comes up with it, loses it out of bounds. Cloud comes up with it, gives way to Davion Tracy, and he gets it to go. That's his first 3 of the game. I guess Coach heard us too, because here comes Simpson.
Yeah, he's happy, looking over his shoulder, grinning. Let's see what he do when he get in there, though.
Even the players are looking over here.
Yeah. Taking, nice little. Oh,
Wilson turns it over. And looking inside, throws it away off the hands of Dorian Cloud. And here comes Charles Simpson back in the lineup. 6'2" forward from Jacksonville, Florida. They need that inside presence.
Yeah, well, he's got a little work to do because we're up.
But he takes up that space on the inside.
Let's see if he can get something going. We done hyped him up for the folks.
He's actually had a pretty solid game.
Oh, this boy.
Lamont Bell for 3.
Lamont hurting him.
That's his third 3 of the game. He has 10 points.
He's trying to keep Bradford out of the paint. Good luck with that.
Jump hook by Bradford, no good. Rebound Strayhorn.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, nice.
Avery Strayhorn gets it. Oh, and he's fouled.
Oh, big boy went down hard. Bradford.
Bradford went down hard. He's on the floor.
Yeah, man, I tell you what.
Right there, he lost his footing.
I think
Looked like he hit his head.
Yeah, I think he inadvertently bumped
Strayhorn,
Simpson as he was coming down.
As you see, Coach Chumler and assistant coaches for the Stars on the floor to help him up off the floor. Excellent sportsmanship, even by the coaching staff.
Yep. Got to have it.
Now, that's something we haven't seen all year. Tim Rush comes into the ballgame without a chance to score. Bradford gets up as he heads to the bench. He's grabbing his lack on the left side.
Yeah, on that replay it showed his leg caught number 24 since backside, and that's what flipped him.
Strayhorn at the line.
Coach Grimes is seeing after his star player. The foul is against Bradford. That's his second, team fourth. Strayhorn goes to the free throw line and he gets it to go. High pass thrown. Cloud comes up with it. Simpson working against Lee.
Pass.
Inside pass.
Nice
to
ball
Rush.
movement that time.
It was excellent ball movement. It's by Timothy Rush gets the basket.
Initiated by Charles Simpson.
Rush has 16 points. Deep three. Stars, no good. Rebound, Tim Rush. Eagles looking for anything. 110-66 is our score with 6:20 left to go in the game. It has been all Stars all afternoon.
All afternoon.
And there's a steal by Lamont Bell, and he steps out of bounds.
He's trying to tie.
Coach Grimes instructing his team.
Hey, he's telling guys, this is what we do in practice every day. We practice this thing every day right here.
That's what he just said. We do this every day.
Yeah.
And, you know, the good thing about us being in the position where we are, the viewers don't have to just listen to what we're saying.
No, they can pick up what coaches are saying.
You can hear what the coaches are saying
Yeah.
on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, that's
Simpson gives away good pass on the inside. Tracy pulls up from three. Got it.
Yeah, that's what I like about the XFL, man. They got the coach's mic, they got the quarterback mic.
You actually watch that?
Oh, it's so entertaining. I'm telling you, man.
I tried. I can't do it.
You got a defensive, offensive guard get beat by defensive lineman. They go over there and ask the offensive guard, what happened on that play? Oh, man.
Well, I got beat. How about that?
Yeah. You never know what you're going to get.
No, you don't. Bradford's over here on the floor beside us trying to stretch it out as he hit that floor earlier. We have a foul called. As you hear Coach Grimes saying, yeah, you had a good idea, but he was wide open on the floor. All you had to do was give it to him.
Yeah, you got to have eyes out there, man.
Strayhorn's second foul, team second. What did you hurt? You back? As we were talking to Kyrie Bradford, he says he's okay. He says he hurt his back.
Yeah, he came down pretty hard.
He did.
Man. And like I said,
and he's grabbing his left wrist also.
Yeah, he put his hand down to break his fall.
I did that last Father's Day and broke 2 ribs.
Oh, man.
And hurt my shoulder that has to have surgery. All because I tripped.
Money.
Deep three by Van Hook, no good. Trey Wilson back into the lineup along with Jed Miskowski. Both twins have played in the game today.
Yeah. Some good time.
We have them for another year. Actually, we're going to have a pretty solid team next year. We're pretty young this year.
Yeah, Lamont Bell.
Lamont Bell comes up with the steal, goes to the basket, lays it up. It's good. 112-69. And the Stars have just dominated this game.
Yeah, they have.
Dorian Cloud, bless you. I wasn't saying that to Cloud. Abe actually sneezed. As we told you when we began the broadcast,
Battling it.
we have both been battling this all week long. I was wondering if I was going to have a voice today for the game. I did manage to nurse it back together. It's not 100%, but I can talk.
Yeah, well, your 80% is most folks 100%, man.
Well, you're way too kind. Thank you very much.
I am a kind gentleman.
You are that. I have to give you that. Right. We've only known each other all our lives.
That's it. Oh, man.
Jordan Bendrus set to check back into the lineup as Jaquan Gary comes into the lineup, and that'll send Timothy Rush to the bench. The foul was against the Stars. Trey Wilson, that's his second, team 8th. And that sends Devion Tracy to the free throw line. His first one's good, and he'll get a second one. Avery Strayhorn goes to the bench as Jacob Miskowski checks into the lineup. Charles Simpson goes back to the bench as Devontae Thompson checks in for the Eagles. And to be honest with you, Simpson's day is probably finished. The second free throw is up, no good. Rebound pulled out of there by the Eagles. The putback is no good, and here come the Stars. Inside, Miskowski gets it to go.
Nice.
For his first bucket of the game.
So he and his brother scored today.
You know, people are probably wondering where our commercial breaks are today. We haven't had many because we've not had many stoppages in play with timeouts being called. And there's another turnover that causes it knocked out of bounds. Tracy loses it as he goes to the bench, and that'll bring Jordan Bendrus back into the ball game. 3:20 left to go in the contest.
We started talking about this earlier about the Stars being aggressive and taking the ball to the hole, and that's exactly what they did early. And we talked about the outside shots will present themselves, but you need to establish that aggressiveness going to the hole early.
Cloud to the basket, can't get it to go. Rebound pulled out of there by Wilson, ahead to Bell, no good as he lays it up. Van Hook gets the rebound. Looking inside, Miskowski has it blocked, sails out of bounds. They're going to call a jump ball, and the possession arrow will go towards the Stars. As you see, Bell with that three gets it to go. He's feeling it.
He's got a nice follow through, too.
Shot up inside by Van Hook. His second basket of the game. He has 4 points. Deflection. Come up with by Van Hook on the steal. Has it knocked out of bounds by Dorian Cloud. And it looks like Earle C. Clements is going to fall into the losers bracket of this tournament.
Yeah. The referee got a little help over there. Look.
From the little man. And he lets him inbounds the ball to the player.
Yeah.
That kid has all smiles. And look at his parents. They're just smiling from ear to ear.
He'll talk about that all night.
Oh, he'll remember that for the rest of his life. Deep three. No good by Trey Wilson. Rebound by Dorian Cloud. 2 minutes left to go in the contest. 119-70 is our score. Stars on top of the Eagles. Errant pass sails out of bounds by Zakai Bryan.
Yeah.
That'll be another turnover. I'm sorry, Abe.
That pass was late. If it had been on time, he'd have been wide open right there in the paint.
Under 2 minutes to go now. Eagles looking to move. Excellent defense that time by Bryan. as he knocks it out of bounds. The Stars will.
It's just amazing to me how these young men are hitting this with hardwood and getting straight up.
That's what you're supposed to do. You mean Bernie Miller didn't teach you that?
Oh, when I was 17, I could do it.
Oh, I knew you could. I was just messing with you.
Yeah, I'll be 60 March 8th. Bam.
Deep three that time by Van Hook.
Yeah, there you
First
go.
three of the game. Man, you're getting old.
Yeah, well, you're not that far behind.
I'm far enough.
I know that.
That look you gave me was priceless.
Yeah.
As if to say, yeah, you're the one to talk.
Yeah.
Excuse me. But you are older than me. You always have been.
Yeah, I always will be. That's okay. I'm glad to be here.
There's only one way to keep from getting old.
Oh,
As my great uncle said, die young.
that's it.
Shot knocked away. Here comes Clements with the ball. 2 shots up, no good. Rebound pulled out of there and put back by Dorian Cloud. That's his 4th point of the game. That's his 2nd basket.
Sloppy turnover right there.
Here come the Eagles. Got away with the travel. But again, I wouldn't have called it either. Rebound, no good. Put back up by Thomas, no good. And here come the Stars. Wilson penetrates, gets it up, gets it to go.
124-72.
With 25 seconds left to go in the game. Shot up, good turnaround jump shot that time by Bendros.
He's got a nice shot.
He does. Perfect form. And it looks like Van Hook is just going to be content to let the clock run out.
Yeah, it's pretty much.
Oh, it's over. It was over in the first half.
Goodness gracious. 124-70.
And that'll do it for the first game of this tournament. There are 5 slated for today. WKCTC wins it 124-74. We'll be back to wrap it up with the postgame show when we come back from these messages. You are watching Stars Basketball, and we are at Hall's Gymnasium on the campus of WKCTC. Back after this.
After I retired, I needed a purpose. The main reason I came back to school was to be a role model for my son. West Kentucky, they literally guided me all the way.
The Work Ready Kentucky Scholarship offers 100% free tuition at West Kentucky Community and Technical College for courses that can prepare you for a great job in as little as 13 weeks. Get started at workreadykentucky.com.
Welcome back to Hall's Gymnasium as the Stars win it here big this afternoon. Welcome to the postgame show. I'm with head coach Mike Chumler. Coach, you could do no wrong today.
Well, you know, it's nothing like playing your best game at the right time, right? That's what it's all about. You try to get better for when it, the end of the year. And when we first got here this morning, I thought some of our guys, boy, I didn't like our energy. Some of my guys, I know they spent 45 minutes stretching. But when we got in warm-ups and they picked up their energy, and they came out from the very beginning, and they executed well. And I told them at halftime, I said, when all I had to complain about is 2 missed blockouts on 2 free throws, we played a good half.
Pretty good half, yes.
And I told them, I said, that's probably the best half we played all season, and we need 3 more like that one. And we played a pretty good half the second half. I'm really pleased. From top to bottom, I thought we played well.
What about the play of Dre Smith?
Oh, man. Hey, Dre came like he wanted to go out right. His energy, and there were times, not just the dunks, but his defense. He was flying all over the floor. And even when he didn't get the ball, he was, creating havoc. And, I could have 5 or 6 guys over there ready to come in here right now. But, Lamont stepped up. Those sophomores, they act like they want to go out right. And they know it's a big day to me. They've been with me for 2 years. They know how much this day means to me, and I couldn't be more proud of them.
You talked about the guys that are leaving, and Abe and I talked on the air during the game. We're still pretty solid for next year.
Oh, we're real solid next year. And we got a couple of good guys coming in. Cade Butler from Callaway, he's coming in. Just got that. Well, actually yesterday. Couple of guys from Charleston we're looking at hard, and they're going to be really good. You add what we have, we're going to be pretty solid. And then there's a lot to be said for freshmen just becoming sophomores.
Yes.
Having a year under your belt. Because the speed of the game is so much different. Size of the players, you got kids that been used to getting away with being athletic. Well, then you get up here and everybody's just as athletic and bigger than them. And I think we're just now putting all that together.
You mentioned about the freshmen becoming sophomores. I remember hearing Coach Rick Pitino when he was at UK. He referenced the same thing. He said the good thing about freshmen is they become sophomores.
That's exactly right. And you can see that with our sophomores. Our sophomores, Jerry was the only sophomore we started. But you couldn't ask for a better teammate and somebody ready to go than Lamont and Alex. My goodness, their attitude, and that's paramount to a team. They could be poison, but instead they're making the most of their opportunity when they come in there, and that's huge for us.
It is. I think it was evident by the play that was exhumed on the floor today. Everybody was just – the whole team, Coach, was clicking on all cylinders.
I think so. The defense really, really looked good today. I'm very proud of these guys.
Well, you have the championship game tonight, and we'll be in that. Starts at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, we're going to go there, eat a little food. It's a special day. We got recipients of Cam's organs here. I had a guy I was in the Marine Corps with. I haven't seen in 29 years.
Wow.
Drove here from Reading, Pennsylvania. Drove 14 hours.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he's here with me today. I'll introduce you to him here in a little bit.
Okay.
Hey, that means the world to me, man. It's more than about basketball. It's about everyone coming together.
It's strange that you mentioned that because our president, Coach Anton Reese, referenced the same thing on the air during his halftime interview. It's not just about basketball and sports. It's about life.
That's right. I was talking to Devin Hart online the other day, and I told him, wins are great, losses suck, but the relationships and the extended family you build along the way, that's what counts and that's what lasts forever.
And those kids will remember that. They'll always come back.
That's right.
Even their parents will come back.
Al McFarland was texting me before the game. He'll be here tonight at the championship. I love you, Coach. And those aren't hollow words. We mean that.
I think that's a good thing. It's all about team building, lifelong relationships. I have some myself, and it just comes from I learned a lot in sports. I learned a lot about life in sports.
That's exactly right.
Mainly I learned how to win, how to lose, how to be a good person.
That's exactly right. It teaches you a lot.
Yes.
I believe it 100%.
Well, Coach, thank you so much for visiting with us in your postgame show. We look forward to your pregame show before the start of the championship game tonight. Congratulations on a good win.
I appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Our head coach, Mike Chumler, for the WKCTC Stars. We'll be back with more of the postgame show when we come back from this brief message. You are watching Hawes Basketball. Back after this.
I'm a veteran of the United States Marine Corps. I got out and I still didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. And then I started looking at the machinist program here at West Kentucky. One of the things that I found that was at West Kentucky that wasn't at the other universities, they want to see you succeed and go on to be successful in your career. Coming back to college when you're 34, it's outside your comfort zone. But I was able to get in here and get comfortable and meet guys that are going through some of the same things that I'm going through.
Welcome back to the Postgame Show on the campus of WKCTC at Hall's Gymnasium. One of the postgame players of the game with me right now is Lamont Bell. Lamont, you had a stellar game. You had 16 points. You had 2 steals, 2 deflections. You did have 1 turnover. That's the only thing you did wrong. Good ball game today.
Appreciate it.
What do you attribute your play to this afternoon?
To my grandma and my uncle. That deceased. My grandma just passed last month.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And my uncle died on Thanksgiving.
I'm so sorry.
Thanksgiving night. So all of this is to them now.
Well, it looks like you represented well today, and I'm sure they're proud of you.
Yeah, sure. Yes, they sure are.
So you and I were talking off the air. This is your sophomore year.
Right.
And we won't have you back anymore. It's kind of bittersweet. You know,
right.
We're glad that you're moving on, but we are not happy that you won't be here anymore. But, you know, time waits for no one.
Right.
What's your future hold?
Well, I'm trying to get to Jackson State University for band and basketball if I can get both of them. And right now I just
play drums.
Right.
Okay.
And I just got accepted to Austin P. So
Governors.
Yeah, and I got a band audition there in March. Then I got a little connection on the inside, and I may have a workout for them for basketball too, sometime after their season over with. Yeah.
That's what the future holds for you.
Yes, sir.
And we know you'll be successful at whatever it is that you do because you're just that kind of person.
Yes, sir.
You all today were just completely off the hook, for lack of a better term.
Yeah. You know, we had to come out for Coach, man. This is a big day for Coach, you know what I'm saying? And we came out dead, and Coach, you know, got upset a little bit, took us in the locker room. We came out, got the energy, and just kept it all the way to the end of the game.
What do you think about tonight? You have the championship game coming up.
Yeah.
Okay, if you all play tonight like you did today.
Oh, we winning it easy. Easy.
There wouldn't even be any need for the other team to show up.
Right. Right.
Well, we thank you for visiting with us. You had a stellar
problem.
ball game today with 16 points, and you had a wonderful game. We look forward to you carrying that over to the game tonight.
Yes, sir.
Sophomore Lamont Bell from Cape Girardeau, Missouri.
Carruthersville,
Missouri, I'm sorry, and I'm looking at it right here. And we look forward to seeing you tonight.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations on
Appreciate
a great game. Next, we have Avery Strayhorn, who will make his way to the broadcast table. And we'll talk to him a little bit about his play today. Strayhorn had 14 points. He was also 4 for 4 from the free throw line, which attributed to that. Your play today on the inside was solid, Avery.
Mm-hmm.
Solid. What do you attribute that to today?
I just really went out there and tried to be big. That's what Coach told me to do. Go out there and be big. That's what I try to do. Knock down my layups, and really I try to focus on my free throws because usually I don't really hit those a lot.
We know.
Yeah. But yeah, I hit those. I knocked those down today, so that was a plus. Yeah.
And we noticed you came up limping down here on one series. What happened?
Dude just stepped on my toe.
We thought that's what happened.
Yeah.
Either someone stepped on your foot or you stepped on someone's foot.
Yeah.
In the championship game tonight, what can we expect to see from Avery Strayhorn?
Oh, you know, I'm gonna work hard. I'm gonna do my thing. Try not to talk to nobody. That's
really?
What Coach been getting on me about that. But yeah, get down there and do some dirty work.
And do what Avery Strayhorn does.
Yes, sir.
Well,
yes, sir.
We don't have to talk to you about leaving because you're just a freshman. We still have you for another year.
Yes, sir.
And we look forward to that as well. But we still have unfinished business here tonight at 7 o'clock.
Oh, yeah. I'm already knowing. We're going to get it done.
I believe you. I believe you. We look forward to seeing you tonight, and thanks for visiting with us here this afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Avery Strayhorn, freshman forward from right here in Paducah. Went to high school at Paducah Tillman, and he will be here this evening trying to continue his play as he'll pick up where he left off in this ball game as Dre Smith makes his way to the table, our third player of the game. Man, you were crazy out there today. You had 35 points. More importantly, you had 4 rim-rattling dunks in the first half. You did talk trash to us all year long about the dunks. You came through today, my friend.
Yeah, it wasn't. I was just trying to have fun, and I know this is important to coach, so I was just trying to make everybody proud and have fun out there for real.
Where did you get the energy from today? It was like that with you from the start to the finish until you picked up that 4th foul. But you brought something to the table tonight that we've seen some solid games from you all year, but nothing like what we saw today.
I just took it upon myself to be a leader today and like just make everybody better today.
You had deflections. You had steals. You were all over the place. A few times we saw you on the floor diving for loose balls. What brought all of that out today?
It's just a mind game for real. Just keep my head in the game and just hoping for the best.
What can we expect tonight? You know, we're in the championship game. What can we expect from Dre Smith?
Another performance like I just did.
We thought you were actually going to go for 40.
Yeah, I was going to try, but they didn't put me back in.
You picked up those fouls. A couple of them were cheap.
Yeah.
Why?
But this last foul, I really blocked it, but I didn't complain too much, man. We was up 40, so I just let it go.
We look forward to seeing you for tonight's championship game. Hopefully it'll be a carryover from the game today, and who knows, maybe you'll get a chance to throw up 40.
Yeah, I got you.
Thank you so much for visiting with us. Dre Smith, high point man for not only the team today, but for the game as he had 35 points. And we look forward to seeing you tonight. Be a carryover. Let's win this championship. Bring that trophy right back here to this school at this gymnasium.
Yes, sir. I got you.
Thank you, Dre. Thanks for visiting with us. We'll take a short break, and we'll be back with the final stats from Mr. Gary McLean as we wrap up this first game here this afternoon. We'll step aside for a minute, and as we see Mr. McLean making his way to the broadcast table, we'll bring you to him when we come back. Welcome back to the Postgame Show at Hall's Gymnasium. With me is Mr. Gary McLean with the postgame stats. Take it away, sir.
All right, let's see here. For Earle Clements, they ended up with 74 points for the game. They had Xavion Shelton had 8 points. Davion Tracy had 7 points. Jordan Bendross had 9. Dorian Cloud had 4. Cordell Cooper did not score. Zakai Brian, was 5 points. Devontae Thomas was 8. Tim Rush had a high for the team of 19 points. Charles Simpson did not score. Jaquan Gary had 2 points. And Kyrie Bradford, he had 12 points. They ended up with 24 twos, 11 free throws, and 5 3-pointers all in that last half there.
My goodness.
They was popping them threes there at the last there. Now for West Kentucky Tech, we have Avery Strayhorn. He ended up with 15 for the game. Dre Smith, he had 35 for the game today. Trey Wilson had 4. Alex Van Hook had 7. Quan Jones had 13. Jacob Mikowski had 2. His brother Jed had 2. Anthony Darch had 4. Lamont Bell had 19. Hayden Lee had 12. Aaron Reed had 17. We had 38 twos, 18 free throws, and we had 10 3-pointers for a total of 124 to 74.
Wow.
Yeah, we only had 19 fouls called against West Kentucky and 13 fouls called against Earle Clements.
It's a pretty balanced calls on the fouls.
Fouls were pretty balanced, and it was low, So, but yeah, we put one in the win call today.
We took them to the woodshed.
We sure did.
We took them to the woodshed.
We did a little spanking today. So now the next 2 teams that are coming up, let me tell you, I've not seen either one of these teams play.
That's because we haven't seen them play.
Exactly. Yeah.
And the only thing we know about them is what I can dig up. And with these teams, a lot of times, with it being small college basketball, you really have to dig to find out any information, if you find out anything at all.
Yeah, I did talk with one of the coaches, and one team is from Branson, and I'm not sure where the other team was. I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure. And so, but yeah, we got a Faith Prep and Link Prep is coming in here to play ball next with us, and see what the outcome will be.
There were actually 5 games slated for today. We have 1 down, 4 to go, and we are in the championship game tonight at 7.
That is correct.
We look forward to seeing you then, and you do a wonderful job as usual. You keep us straight, and we thank you for that because you what we call our fact check guy.
Well, we'll do the best we can do. How about that?
That's all we can do. That's all we can do. Mr. Gary McLean on the stats with the Postgame Show. We thank you so much, and we'll see you the next ball game.
All right, we'll see you then.
Thank you, sir. We'll be back to wrap it up as Richard Abraham and I will finish up this first game, and we'll do that when we come back from this break. You're watching WKCTC Basketball. Welcome back to the Postgame Show. Abe, there's not a whole lot we can say about this first game. It was all stars from morning to afternoon.
It was. And while they were warming up, talked to Dre Smith and the guys and said, look, man, with this team, just take them to the hole, establish that aggressiveness early. Those jumpers will come later. And that's exactly, man, they went out and Trey he just balled out. Got out front and never had to look over his shoulder.
He had 35 points.
35, that's definitely a high for him this year. So, good win for him. Great time to have it. You got this tournament going on, and so they'll be in the championship game.
Don't know who it'll be tonight as we still have 4 games left to play, and we have the second game coming up with these 2 teams on the floor, and we have a third one. Looks like they're coming in now. So as the teams are starting to file into the gymnasium, it's going to be a full afternoon of basketball. You know, there's not much that the Stars did wrong here this afternoon, and it'll be interesting to see if they can build on that for tonight.
Yeah, Coach will get in there and talk about some of the things that he'd like to see. Got a little sloppy there at the end, but heck, man, when you're up over 20.
You can expect that.
Yeah. So, so far so good. Look forward to the game tonight.
I do as well. WKCTC wins it this afternoon over Earle C. Clements, 124 to 74. The Stars go to 9-14 overall. Earle C. Clements goes to 7-3 overall. That's going to wrap it up for us here this afternoon. Our floor director, Mr. Dan Shepard. Our director, Mr. Cam Whitty, and he's Richard Abraham. I'm Anthony Ridgeway. You know, it's strange. I haven't gotten his name pronounced correctly all year long. It looks like I would know that by now. But that's going to do it for us here at Stars Gymnasium, rather Hall's Gymnasium. Stars win it 124-74. We'll see you back here at 7 o'clock tonight for the championship game. Enjoy your afternoon. Thanks for being with us, everybody.